Round 13 of the 2012 FF1M Championship, and we go from one fast circuit to an even faster one. This is Monza, round 13, as I've already said in the intro. Two commentators caught me back by popular demand once again.
Well, not by popular demand, just that they can't make me leave the commentary box.
Yeah, I've got you tied up. Last race was an interesting one because Hamilton pretty much dominated it right up until his spin.
Yeah, and then he started doing donuts and then just wrecked his race, basically.
Yeah, doing donuts, like recapturing his American ways.
Yeah.
And Nico Rosberg took advantage of that and closed the gap. Now 7 points between himself and Hamilton.
I love how whenever I'm commentating with you, I just bring the worst out of you. Like, your commentary's good when you're on your own, but when I'm here, I just I'm inspired to say really dumb stuff.
There's the Monza circuit, and it's got the tight first chicane. I believe it should be the 2001 variant, because GP4. 1 or 2 stops expected, and this was the start of Hamilton's 7 or 6 race winning streak, which began last season. And here's an archive shot. This is from the 2000 season. They're the two MRDs, first and second. And why it says Ralf Schumacher, because he's in third position driving for Guy Racing, up the inside, and both MRDs are now upside down. Ralf Schumacher got disqualified from that. I think he likes that one.
I hope that happens again.
Yeah. Nico Rosberg takes another pole position. That will be his 8th of the season, and joining him is Fernando Alonso on the front row. Di Grassi 3rd, Ricciardo 4th, and Hamilton down in 6th. So, got some making up to do in the race. It will be interesting to see if he's running 1 or 2 stops. Maldonado up in 8th, not bad. He's been having a good run recently, and I know.
He's been snapped up by me for next season.
Yes, to partner Sebastian Vettel. That's going to be an interesting one. All FJR row 5, and none of those drivers are with me next season. We'll delve into that a little bit closer into the race.
Has any team kept both the drivers?
We'll get into that in a moment, but 12th place. Once Button was signed up by X-Lite, AJ got rid of Button.
Oh, so, petulance, AJ.
2x2 from rows 9 through to 11, GRM, Andrew F1 and Mitchell. In terms of driver lineup, well, let's get onto that after we've done the race start, because...
Yeah, we'll save that for the middle of the race where all my drivers have crashed.
And it's 5 lights out, and let's see who has got a good start. Rosberg's gotten away well, and Fernando Alonso's also gotten away well. Maldonado's had a good start, and Alonso's getting alongside Rosberg into the first chicane, and has taken the lead. So Willow's on the move. They are first and now 5th, because Ricciardo has retaken 4th position. But it's Alonso who leads, and he's looking quite comfortable. Hamilton's had a poor start, he's down to 8th position. But the top 8 are pretty much the top 8 as you were on the grid, with a few changes. And both Pedersen side by side at the second chicane, and Senna has taken that one. A good start from Perez. He's gone up from 14th all the way up to 9th. Good effort from him, and everyone's got through the first 2 chicanes safely.
I was just still laughing at that bloody clip, the 2000 clip with the MRDs flipping.
Yeah. That's a Ralf Schumacher special, that one.
Just as they were coming through the chicane, I could just see that in my head again.
Speaking of chicanes, Daniel Ricciardo has taken 3rd position away from Di Grassi, going through the Ascari chicane. Di Grassi has not got to drive next season.
Has he not?
No. Clearly, other drivers were wanted. In the side-by-side between Maldonado and Di Grassi, there's a lot of fuel on board Hamilton. He must be one-stopping as he's getting up alongside Kobayashi into the Parabolica, and Perez has been passed by an FJR. Is that Grosjean or is that Raikkonen? It's Grosjean, I believe, but as they go through the start-finish straight, not through it, as they go over it.
Take that, customer engine.
And Kobayashi is now alongside Hamilton once again. It's going to be a slipstream war, and there's a GRM flying up the order. It's Jean-Eric Verne, and he's flying. Who's he driving for next season? It is...
The key.
It is Jenson Button, actually, in the race, so he'll be departing AJ after this race, so Not Dillman, but it is Button. And Hamilton is still feeling the need to defend from Kobayashi. No, Pedersen have kept the same lineup next season.
Oh, have they? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because they signed multi-year contracts with Senna and Kobayashi. Heidfeld ahead of Hulkenberg in the Mitchell lawnmowers. And here's Fernando Alonso bottling it going into the Ascari chicane and having a spin. That is another mistake from Alonso, and that hands Nico Rosberg the lead.
He's going to go.
He's going to have to wait. There's a Pedersen off as well, I saw. Or is this... No, it's Maldonado. Both Willows off at exactly the same moment. But Maldonado was fortunate enough not to spin, so he holds on to 5th position. And Kobayashi and Hamilton still continuing their battle. And Perez is coming up the order as well. Is the Mexican going to make amends for his...
Season,
yes. Because Sean Connery Motors bound Perez is challenging FJR bound Hamilton.
To be fair, I don't dislike Perez. I think he's had a lot of bad luck. He's not done too badly, other than the 3, 4, maybe 5 cars that he's written off.
Yeah. And there was a big lock-up from Kobayashi as well going into the second chicane. And there's a big gap between Grosjean and the next car behind, which is Sebastian Vettel.
I'm hoping Vettel's one-stopping.
He had a poor start to the race, but he's down in 11th position. Hamilton retakes 6th from Kobayashi, and now Perez looks as if he wants a bit of the action. Let's see what happens on this long straight down into the Parabolica.
I think it's job done for Hamilton on that one.
Now Perez is having a look, but
bloody hell.
Not close enough. Rosberg is the fastest man on the track at the moment. 1 minute 22.511. Grosjean looking for a slice of this pie as Perez goes up the inside. Has he got enough power in that customer Honda engine against the Works BMW? No, Kobayashi has held on to that one, so BMW's got some grunt. More driver lineups. So you've got Vettel and Maldonado. I've got Hamilton and Gutierrez.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Hamilton didn't get snapped up in the first round. I guess everybody just assumed that somebody was going to make a really big bid for him in the first round, and nobody actually did. So could have actually got Hamilton back for like 40 or whatever his minimum was. I can't remember. It was 65 or something was his minimum. I don't know. I can't remember.
The Hamilton's one driver who's never driven for FJR, so it's going to be an interesting one. Oh, somebody's gone off. That's a GRM. Was that Buemi or was that Verne? Hard to tell, but we're looking at Fernando Alonso at the moment, challenging Nick Heidfeld into the Ascari. Is he going to brake too late once again? No, he's got that sorted, and now he's got Robert Wickens on his agenda.
I always want Wickens to do well, just because he's not scored any points yet. Bloody hell.
That's just power, yeah. That's just a better car, let's be honest. But not a very good driver. Anyway, he's coming up to the back of an Andrew F1 for 17th position. He's just taking a car per straight. So the Willows is very well set up in the hands of Alonso. And a little bit more slipstream, top speed, at least 213 miles an hour. It was on Kubica actually, not Sutil. And Heidfeld has just taken Wickens as well.
Oh, there's a car off there.
It's Adrian Sutil has gone off. And here's Sergio Perez challenging Kobayashi for 7th and making a meal of that one, but he's just about held on to that. He has lost 8th position to Roman Grosjean though, and now Sebastian Vettel is on the Mexican's case. That's a slow run out of that chicane for Grosjean, and Sebastian Vettel's going to take the pair of them. Good move.
It looks like he's one stopping. He's got... no, it says 24.
Could one stop, could two stop, but who knows. But there's side by side, Vettel and Grosjean. Grosjean held on to that one, around the outside.
Same engine in it, so no power advantage.
No, just the slipstream effect. But who's going to outbrake who into the first chicane? It's Sebastian Vettel, taking 8th position. And
then ballsing it up.
Yes, a little bit. And now Grosjean has just retaken him, so...
You know what, that sums up Vettel's season. Like, he does something good at there. One step forward, 2 steps backwards.
Sergio Perez is now challenging for that 8th position once again into the second chicane, and he's got that.
Spent literally 2/3 of my budget on this guy. What was I thinking?
Oh, it's Nick Heidfeld, whose engine has gone off.
Could be worse. At least he doesn't have a lawnmower engine.
At least not. No. Mitchells will be running Renaults. They'll also be running Hulkenberg and Al-Jawsari, so pretty much the lineup they had at the beginning of the season.
Wait, did Al-Jawsari
Re-sign for Mitchell now.
Yeah, but he replaced him with Nick.
Yes, because I believe his reason was, as Grosjean retakes 8th position of Perez, his reason was that Al-Jawsari needed a bit more development time.
Okay, right.
And doing alright in FF1M, I think he won a race, and a GRM going past Vettel, that's Verne. So Vettel really struggling with the brakes for whatever reason, as Alonso comes up to overtake Mark Webber for 14th position.
Jesus.
And the reason why he might be so quick as yellow flags out, that's probably for the recovery of Nick Heidfeld. The Alonso's 2 stopping, so that's probably why he's been able to breeze past a load of cars very quickly. Now there's Vettel and Raikkonen looking to get Jean-Eric Verne on board with Vettel. Do you want to commentate on your overtake?
Not really. I know how this is going to end, in a ball of flames. No.
Oh, there was contact, actually, between Vettel and Raikkonen. And Raikkonen's taken it somehow. That was a round the outside move.
Yeah. Well done.
Now Fernando Alonso is taking Vettel's 12th position. So it's just going from bad to worse for your guy.
Yeah, it's...
and his Jensen Button's got past as well, so Vettel really badly held up.
Is he, like, pedalling that car or something? Like, why is it so slow?
I think his engine is not working properly, so he's having to use his feet like Flintstones.
Yeah. The hamster that's running in the...
and Alonso, is there going to be contact? Hamsters, I heard hamsters.
Yeah.
And Vettel, trying to retake Button, has made a meal of that first chicane, and now here comes Mark Webber. And now here comes Fernando Alonso looking for Kimi Raikkonen. There's some power in that Mercedes, look at that.
Yeah. That's,
and it's worth pointing out Willow's...
That's good for him.
Yeah, good for him. If he hadn't have messed up on lap number 2 or 3. It's worth noting Willows will have the works Mercedes next season, and GRM will have the customer Mercedes.
Who have Willow's got next season driving for them?
They have got Rosberg and Ricciardo, which should be a very good driver lineup. So Willows, I'm expecting them to be championship contenders by the start of next season. But will they be championship contenders by the end of it? I should have just said championship contenders by next season. Off has gone a Pedersen, that is 7th place Kobayashi, and into the path of Grosjean. Grosjean has seen that one. And he's up
Vettel
into
comes
7th.
around the corner and absolutely... No? Oh, okay.
There's Perez, everyone's dodging it somehow, like making a big deal out of it.
I'm telling you now, Vettel's going to hit him when he comes round.
Oh, Vettel's just going to go off.
He didn't even make it to him.
And he stopped as well. That's actually quite funny. Alonso's taken 8th position off of Sergio Perez. So, and now Perez is back in his slipstream looking to retake Alonso.
Just let it go.
Two hot-headed Latin drivers going at it. But Alonso has taken 8th, so his recovery has now reached him into the points, and not even 10 laps in. Senna, he's in 5th position, but now he's got Lewis Hamilton all over his back. Hamilton running a very long fuel strategy, so he should come into play come the end of the race, I expect. But he takes 5th, so some good pace in that Tornado. Meanwhile, Rosberg leads by 4.6 seconds from Daniel Ricciardo as Bruno Senna looks to retake Hamilton. The engine, the custom Ferrari is not bad, but the works BMW is also not bad. That's 5th position back for Bruno Senna.
Sorry, I'm just sulking because of how bad my car is. I've got nothing to add to this commentary. I'm just feeling slightly depressed now.
You have won one Italian Grand Prix in the past. Guess who that was with?
Hamilton.
Yep.
2009.
2007, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
Guy Racing and FJR have the most wins, so with 5 each. Most of Guy Racing's wins have come in the early parts, so the Masters era, whereas mine came in the 99 with Mika Hakkinen, 2001 with Raikkonen, 2003 also with Raikkonen. Jarno Trulli 2004 was when That was when FJR won the Drivers' Championship for the first time, as Hamilton getting it very interestingly under braking. Fastest lap for Alonso, 1 minute 21.841. And the final FJR victory in Monza was Nico Rosberg in 2006. That one's notable because that featured a 3-man commentary team. Me, you, and Exolite, yeah.
That was the first one that we...
I think
really making a meal of this.
Mm.
Can't get past him.
That was the second commentary I ever recorded. De Grassi has blown up and has... And Grosjean has hit the debris. So that's an FJR in trouble. Let's see on board with that. It's a massive fire at the back of that one. And in a sheer...
blazing the grass.
Mm.
That was a stretch, was that one?
Didn't reach lap 420, but it's like 11.
Callum on the other side of the room just looked at me and shook his head when I said that.
Yeah, we have an audience member, and petulantly slams into the wall, and then here comes Roman Grosjean about to hit that wheel, and he's going to have to come in for a pit stop. That's what I saw.
It's literally he's got the furthest possible to drive before he can come in to replace that.
That couldn't have. And Raikkonen's hit debris, so both FJRs are going to have to come into the pits. Splendid. And Button, he's hit debris, and he's going to have to come into the pits.
I think everybody's going to lose the front wing now because it's just cascading. There's more and more. Oh.
And we've got a queue in the pits between Grosjean and Raikkonen, as they have new front wings fitted. Here's Hamilton, now on 4th place, Bruno Senna, going into the Ascari chicane. And no problems for him, that's 4th position. And looking good, I'd say, for a podium finish. Depends on how quickly he can catch up to that man there, Pastor Maldonado. Meanwhile, Rosberg still leading, lap 14. Now, lap 16, 6.4 seconds is the gap. And Alonso has now caught up to Bruno Senna. He's not far behind Hamilton, actually.
He's
impressive comeback drive, but remember he is 2 stopping.
Yeah.
Perez is now up to 7th. And Jean-Eric Verne, with the calamity of both FJRs, all De Grassi's fault, is now up to 8th position. So a good race for GRM so far.
So this is another race that Alonso should have won. I don't think he's going to win it now.
But it does depend if the 2-stop strategy is a quicker one than the 1-stop. That's another important point to note, as Vettel looks to recover from his shambles at the first Lesmo by not overtaking Adrian Sutil going into the Ascari chicane and remaining in 16th place.
Like, go big or go home. It's like, don't wuss out of a overtaking manoeuvre when you're in 16. Just go for it.
Just like he's going to do into the Parabolica, and that is 15th position this time round.
Probably going to get slipstreamed there.
It'd be interesting to see the power difference between the customer Honda and the customer Renault. It's not bad from the Renault as he gets back alongside Vettel. Vettel might have a faint slipstream of the Mitchell, but Sutil is now back alongside Vettel, trying to brave it out side by side, but Sutil has retaken it. Rosberg in the pits, so he's 2 stopping. And into the pits, into the last pit garage of the pit lane.
I haven't actually noticed Nico this race.
27 laps, that's going to take him a fair long way actually, but a bit of a splash and dash come the end of it. So theoretically that should take him to lap 42, and Alonso in the pits. Now that's important, Rosberg has rejoined behind Lewis Hamilton. Let's see if new tyres is the quicker one. And Alonso rejoined in 7th.
It's an interesting term, that splash and dash. Because I always thought that's what you do if you go to a motorway service station and the toilets are really, really grim. So you just spend the minimum amount of time in that you have to. So you just, do a splash and dash.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rosberg is now chasing Lewis Hamilton for 3rd place. It is Daniel Ricciardo in the lead at the moment from Pastor Maldonado in 2nd position. Now, if Maldonado's one stopping, then that's looking quite good for him. Yeah, Maldonado not looking too bad. I think you've got a good driver.
Exactly. Yeah, he's still got he can still get an experience.
He can,
this is where
actually,
he wins
yes.
this race, and it's just completely shafts me for next season. Yeah, I'd rather have Maldonado than Perez, at least at this stage.
It looks like Maldonado's in the pits because he is now dropped down to 5th position behind Hamilton, Rosberg and Senna. So I think Maldonado is 2-stopping as well. I'll have to have a look. But I think there he goes into the first chicane.
These two have been battling like all. These two have been like battling all day, pretty much.
Yeah, they're going to continue this battle. I think Perez is 1-stopping.
I just saw Callum steal one of my jammy dodgers.
I'm hungry now.
I've only got about 20 of those.
Grosjean doing his recovery drive. He's going to have to pit again. Ricciardo pits. And this puts Lewis Hamilton into the lead of the race. So let's see how much fuel Ricciardo takes on, because he could go to the end, but that's not the recommended strategy when he's only gone to lap 21. There goes Hamilton. And through into 14th place goes the recovering Roman Grosjean.
Rosberg close behind Hamilton, that might be interesting. Wonder if it's going to be like real F1 where they always just run each other off the road.
Well, it's 2.8 seconds. Is Rosberg catching up to Hamilton? I'm not sure, actually. As Hamilton is coming up to lap Kimi Raikkonen, who really lost out in that little bit of mayhem when deGrasse's engine blew up. Because he had to queue behind Grosjean. Lost a lot more time than his teammate. Don't see that often, an FJR being lapped. And Ricciardo chasing Rosberg. Both of these two stopping.
Yeah, I was getting myself confused there. I thought they were the other way around, I don't know.
Yeah, Hamilton's got the yellow helmet and Ricciardo's got the helmet that actually matches the Tornado. I wonder what sort of livery Tornado will have next season. I wonder if they'll stick with the same type of livery.
And the Prost.
Prost-esque, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good looking car, that.
There's a lot of very nice blue and red cars. Like, a lot of people really like the Toro Rosso of current real F1. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's good, but you know, like you said, I'm a bit of a hipster like that. I'll always just go against the grain.
Yeah.
But like the Prost, I really like the Manor as well. The Manor F1 car.
So at the moment we're just looking at Grosjean and Sam Bird for 11th position, and just a few moments ago we saw Vettel overtaking Verne for 9th, so both Shake and Bakes could make the points. Luca's up in 7th, Kubica's somehow crept up into 7th. I think he's 1-stopping, so that might explain some of that, but that's not bad considering that he started way down in 19th. We're having a look at Rosberg. And Ricciardo is only 0.8 of a second behind him. This is important. And Rosberg is locked up going into the first chicane, but he's held onto that one just about.
Bottleberg.
Nico.
Nico.
Well, these two are going to be teammates next season. Ricciardo trying to get up the inside. He might just be able to outbrake him. And he does so. Tornado 1-2 at the moment.
We should probably explain that joke for the audience. Just that whenever Nico's driving now, he just hears in his subconscious Ross Brawn getting on the radio. Nico, let Lewis through.
Yeah, that stemmed from off has gone Mark Webber at the Ascari chicane and tried to hold on to that one, but not quite. He'll rejoin from that, but he's going to have to wait a long time. And now, in for his first and only pit stop, Lewis Hamilton jinks to the right at the exit of Parabolica and brakes for the speed line as our spectator coughs. And into his pit box. Yeah, the Nico Ross Brawn thing stems from a 2011 F1 video game that we played, and we were at season, and then I unintentionally ruined his championship in the last race at Brazil.
Yeah, I was going to win, and then he...
I overtook him, and then he just didn't like it. Hamilton, Vettel's engine has blown up.
Do you know what? I wish that happened at the start of the race, so we didn't have to see the absolute just shit fest that has been Vettel's race so far.
I think he just made a pit stop as well because he was running in 16th place.
Why is my car so unreliable? I've actually done some reliability testing. Like, you've done very little reliability testing.
I did a little bit on this second mid-season test, and it seemed to work. He's not going to come into the pits, he's just going to keep going until his engine completely explodes. Here is a Pedersen, it's Kobayashi going up the inside of Jean-Eric Verne for 9th position. Grosjean has made his way back up into the points, so that's an impressive recovery drive. Long way off Sergio Perez though. Now Robert Kubica, and there's confirmation of Vettel retiring, so he's pulled off somewhere. Saw somebody going into the pits, it looked like Sam Bird.
I wonder if Bruni's recovered from his injuries yet. Maybe I can get him back in the car.
Maybe we should explain that bit as well, because that was... he drove... and Jean-Eric Verne has gone off at the Lesmo and smashed. That's his quest for points gone. That's hard. Tough going for GRM there.
Yeah, he was doing well. Oh!
Alonso's engine has blown up as well. So his recovery drive has ended as well. That's a shame. He's made his way back up into 5th, which will then go for Bruno Senna. Eventually, there's a lot of traffic between Senna and Hamilton, and pulling off, there we go. There goes Bruno Senna to assume 5th position. Pit stop number 2 for Romain Grosjean, and 6.5 seconds. A lot quicker than his first stop. Exiting the pits, where will he rejoin? Well, where does the graphics say? Not in the top 8, so he's got some work to do. He's 9th. Not a bad recovery drive, let's have to say.
To be fair, Perez is doing alright this race. Maybe I should have kept him on. I don't know.
I think Maldonado is the better one to go for in my view.
But now I've got a lot less money to spend on aero development. Maybe I should have kept them in the lineup. I don't know.
Senna's in the pits from 5th position, and Ricciardo's due in the pits as well. I think Maldonado's just made a pit stop. So Ricciardo and Rosberg do still have to make their second pit stops, as Ricciardo's due into the pits this lap. They will lose the lead to Hamilton, but on new tyres, how quickly can they catch up to him? It's going to be very interesting, these last 12 or so laps.
What's your prediction?
I think Ricciardo might pinch it.
I always go with Hamilton just because I'm so used to him winning in real F1.
Rosberg in the pits in exactly the same lap as well. So down the jacks, and that's a good stop. It's 5.6 seconds for Ricciardo. So has Hamilton gone through yet? Can't see him. There he goes, on the left. So Ricciardo not too far behind. It's going to be a battle to the end. And Rosberg, can he rejoin 3rd position? He should be fine there. Yep. And now this is a battle for... this could be the battle for 7th, actually, because Kobayashi is now in the pits, and Grosjean looking to challenge Kubica's 8th position, the one-stopping Kubica, and getting alongside very early, coming out of the Parabolica. That's 8th. And that's 7th, as...
is he going to come back at him there?
He might well do. Grosjean defending very aggressively, and yeah, he's just about hold on to that one. But how much of a slipstream will Kubica have coming out of the Retifilia? And Hamilton dealing with... this is Ricciardo dealing with some traffic. First chicane, and there's a battling Kubica and Kobayashi as well. This is for the final point. Ricciardo 2.5 seconds behind. Should keep an eye on the gap between this and the next lap. But we're looking at the battle for 8th. Not many drivers spinning off at the Ascari chicane, as they go side by side. Kobayashi around the outside, and he's lifted off.
Just absolutely just wussed out.
Yeah, that was very strange for Japanese drivers.
Yeah. Why is it that Japanese drivers are always so ballsy? I don't.
I remember that Kobayashi answered this question as to why he was so good at overtaking.
Oh yeah, there's real life Kobayashi in it.
It's like saying, yeah, my eyes are so small I can't really see him too well. something like that.
He had a really good sense of humour. Somebody asked him, what his favourite smell was, and he said the smell of women.
Yeah, good egg. Probably the best Japanese driver.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He was like an instant hit. As soon as he came in, I was like, right, this guy's one of my new favourite drivers now.
Yeah.
He was awesome. Love to see him back in real F1.
Yeah, in a good car as well. I mean, the Sauber was good. Grosjean versus Perez for 6th, so new tyres are working very well for Grosjean. He's holding up Hamilton, interestingly, and trying to get him into the Ascari chicane, but not working there. And this battle is not helping Hamilton's chances for a race win, because there is Ricciardo coming into shot. Rosberg's closing in as well, and Hamilton has now lapped Grosjean. He's done the same thing to Perez as a lockup.
Yeah.
That was a lockup, and now Grosjean is looking at 6th position as they go across the line. Perez has got a little bit of slipstream to help him out.
I think he's got him though.
I'd love to know what the gap is between Perez and Grosjean as they cross the line, but it's a lap. So it's not helpful. Round the outside, Perez holding on, and now Grosjean's taking it round the outside himself. That was a good move.
Good little fight there.
Somewhere Ricciardo's just lost a lot of time. And now this is the final lap. Hamilton has held on. The one-stop strategy actually worked.
Another tornado 1-2.
Yes, and a big step towards the World Championship for Hamilton. If he can hold on through this final lap. No problem for Lesmo too. There's Grosjean and there's Ricciardo.
I think Tobias is very, very stressed right now, seeing the... I think AJ does this just to taunt us, just shows the last lap, being like, ooh, is he going to crash on the last lap?
Well, he's got through the Ascari chicane, no problem. Just one corner to go, the Parabolica. I remember in the 2006 race, Rosberg did actually go off the track on the last lap. Then rejoined still in the lead and won the race, which was a very tense moment for FJR, but...
Not a complete Bottlberg moment then.
Nope, only half a Bottlberg. But across the line to take a very important win, Lewis Hamilton.
Thing is though, would the Bottlberg be half full or half empty?
Clearly he's enthusiastic about the win as you are. 2.5 seconds was the gap between Hamilton and Ricciardo in the end. Rosberg 3rd, so the 3 championship contenders in the top 3.
Perez actually finished.
7th, his first point since Long Beach. And Maldonado 4th, Senna 5th, Grosjean recovering to 6th position. And completing the points, Kamui Kobayashi. Key retirement, Vettel and Alonso. And fastest lap for Alonso, that's a feature that I haven't seen on the graphics. Now, what does that do to the championship? Because the gap should go out to 13 points between Hamilton and Rosberg, and Ricciardo not too far behind Rosberg. So let's have a look at the graphic. 20 points between Ricciardo and Hamilton, and you need 13 points between Rosberg and Hamilton. And with just a few races to go, there's only 4 races left. Looking quite good for Hamilton.
Yeah. Anything could happen though. One retirement for Lewis and a win for Nico.
That could flip it completely upside down. Or Ricciardo, for that matter, as well.
Flip it upside down like an MRD.
Like the 2 MRDs.
Have we had a flip this season, actually? Have we had a car roll?
I'll have to look at the archives. Tornado looking extremely secure in the Constructors' Championship. 43 points is the gap between themselves and Sean Connery Motors. FJR 3rd, holding on to it, but Willows took a big chunk out of them, thanks to Maldonado's 4th place. And Shake and Bake pull away slightly.
Somehow holding 5th still. Somehow.
Pull away slightly from Andrew F1. Despite their win of their seat in Monaco, Pedersen down in 7th. And Mitchell, AJ, GRM and Horizon complete the order. There'll be a test next at the Vallelunga circuit before the next round at Singapore.
Is this going to be our first FF1M Singapore race?
Oh, there've been plenty of races in Singapore.
Has there?
Yes, we'll get onto that.
Oh.
We'll get onto that once we see you for Singapore.